And we are live. Okay. Sorry, I didn't know I was entering.
Okay, I'll intro. Tonight's scene. Welcome to Asylum, the Rebirth. And tonight we find ourselves with our respective canines in various locations in the hospital. They've all managed to feed, some better than others. And we focus our attention first on our lovely Patricia, who's been having these prophetic dreams. And she thinks she knows exactly where she needs to go to find out more information on the inner workings of the asylum.
Yes. Patricia will start off her night by buffing her dex to 5 and spending 3 blood points in doing so. And after that, she will remember what she saw in her dream about the location of the key that she wants to acquire. She's probably gonna spend some time memorizing the guards' routine, like route, because I'm gonna assume they have a route they go.
Yeah, you know from your dream that this particular area of the hospital has a guard, but yeah, in your dream he was asleep. I wonder why.
So I will go there and check if he actually is asleep.
He's asleep.
Yay!
You know, you notice that there's a bottle of pills on his desk.
Mm.
They look like antidepressants. Um, he has also got quite a big mug, a coffee mug, but he seems to have taken an antidepressant and just gone to sleep. You know, he's alive, he's breathing, but he's fast asleep.
Sweet. Will he wake up if I refresh my blood supply on him?
What to do? Try and find out.
You know what? I'm gonna try to get the key first, and then I can do the other thing. See, Patricia would probably remember, or maybe she wouldn't, but her player actually doesn't because it's been a while. Let me guess. Did I see anything in the dream about the location of the key
Yeah, you know
in the office?
it's in the desk drawer.
Okay, is the dress? Okay, the desk drawer. Blah, is it locked?
No,
In that case,
there's a
I
key.
shall.
It does lock, but there's a key in it. It's at the moment.
Come again, sorry.
There's a key in it. It does lock, but the key's in it.
Okay, well in that case I will simply try to open the desk without like doing it quietly enough that he doesn't hear me.
Okay, make a stealth roll.
And this was why I buffed. 7. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 successes, assuming standard
Yeah,
diff.
it's fine. You open the drawer. He doesn't wake up. You hear him go. You hear him go. And you open it, and there's some porno mags in there, packet of biscuits, and the key.
First of all, I'm gonna take the key. The biscuits, fuck them. The the mags, on the other hand, can come in handy as
Come in handy.
but as blackmail material at some point. So
I mean, yeah, they're just your standard.
yeah, I didn't expect him to have like hardcore furry stuff at work because that's
Well, I
okay.
really should have a porn at work in the first place, really, but
Yeah, but I mean, there's a yeah. Anyway,
or biscuits. I mean, Who's monitoring these biscuits? He's obviously stolen from the canteen. It's completely outrageous.
Anyway, she will also take the magazines and like stuff them inside her clothes. Because if nothing else, they're good for a laugh, and maybe blackmail materials at some point. So she will take the key, and she will again, dude, I'm sorry, it's been too long since I read the thing. Did she remember where she like what the key unlocked?
Well, it opens a door to the
Forbidden.
library. The
Okay,
library.
no.
It's not the Forbidden Library. It's not Harry Potter. It's the library. It's the archive for the building.
Yep.
That's what he's guarding, seemingly.
Okay. Well, in that
It's
case,
a set of two very large oak double doors, and
yep.
the key itself is a very large key. It's obviously very old.
Yep.
And this is obviously a very boring job.
I can imagine. Right. Since I might need blood again this scene, I'm going to have to risk doing that. So first of all, I'm gonna like hide the key so like on my person. And I'm going to try to numb him, but not enough to really to harm him. But like, how much blood can you take from a human without injuring them?
Safely two.
Three. Okay, 2.
Three pushes it a bit depending on how healthy they are.
Yeah, and if I recall correctly, he isn't really the picture of health.
He's a fat guy, like bald, fat, probably mid-40s.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna take the same plot that I used to. Oh, wait a minute, no, because if like they'll just call in a replacement who might be worse. I'm gonna take 2 plot. Fuck this.
Where are you gonna bite him?
Well, if he's sitting in his chair sleeping, I'm gonna. Just going for his jugular might wake him up more easily. Do you have to bite down on an artery? Can you?
Someone anywhere really.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna bite one of the veins in his ankles.
Okay. Make another stealth check because you're gonna have to pull his trousers up.
Yep. Again, good thing that I. D10. Well, that's 1, 2, 3 successes.
You can do that. Yeah, you bite him. You feel him jerk, like he jerks awake, but then his body slumps a bit as the kiss takes effect.
Yep.
When you finish, you're guessing he's probably conscious, but he's in a state of euphoria from the kiss and is drowsy. So
okay.
He doesn't really argue. He doesn't say anything. He just sort of slumps there on the desk.
Okay. So she like licks the wound closed, and then she.
The blood doesn't taste that great.
No, I bet, but it's blood.
You can tell this guy's probably got quite fatty blood.
Yeah.
He doesn't look after himself very well. Not great.
Yeah. Once she's cleaned up, she will head out of the. And I assume that there's no blood spatter anywhere or something like that, right?
No.
Good. In that case, she's gonna like head out of the office and back towards her back towards her room to wait for the others to basically.
All right.
Gather.
So, what's everyone else doing?
Dr. Miliband has just gotten a bit of substance. She is currently just finishing the touches on she has been keeping tabs on certain employees, and she's finalized who is, a better picture of who might be open to manipulation. in the future. And currently she is heading for I don't know if there is a meeting or something like that, but if someone has asked for them to get together, I think she would be hosting it.
Yeah.
So she is preparing to have people come visit.
You know, I don't organise things between the players. If you guys want to meet, you should meet.
Yep. Well, Patricia is going to make her way over to the meeting place.
Yeah, Margot also. Yeah, Margot. Damn it! I keep pressing my key. Okay, Taylor. Well, she will make herself there, but before something she does is something a bit familiar to what the doctor did. Is her job is to eventually seduce the guards. So she's getting to know them, giving them compliments, probably things like, "Oh, I've worked with."
I mean, your appearance 4 and you're famous, and the guards are like, hey, you know.
So yeah, she doesn't take much. She'll probably give them compliments like, "Oh, I've worked with so and so, such and such famous actor, and and they might look nearly as built as you, and blah blah blah, and shit like that."
Some of them are like, "Oh, you should come and watch me work out at the gym," or, "Oh, you know, do you want?" They offer you stuff. They're like, "Oh, can we get you anything? You know, cigarettes, alcohol? You know, do you want to come back to the hut with me for a bit?" That sort of thing.
Yeah, sure.
Just being general guys around a hot woman.
But okay, so yeah, sure.
None of them are particularly attractive, apart from TJ. He seems to be the head guard.
But
otherwise they're sort of like average guy.
But she'll flirt along with them, tell them, ask them when they go to the gym. Some of them, and be like, "Oh, I'll have to come when you're there." Blah blah blah. Just teasing, and then she'll come to the meeting.
Okay.
Okay, and as far as Damien is concerned, he'll be continuing on the little barrel of mischief that he's brewing up, which he did during the last scene. And by that, he means going out to some of the guards that he hasn't quite talked to yet, if at all possible. And just, adjusting their memories, reminding them, quote unquote.
Make some dominate rolls.
Okie dokes. Yeah. 5 dice at difficulty
4. Oh, it's not difficult.
2 successes.
Okay. Unless you botch, I don't really see it going wrong particularly.
Watching for the lulls.
You notice a couple of new guards, but it seems to be that the ones that work at night are very standard.
Okay. I'll spin a wheel on the next one. That's 4 successes.
Yeah. You're able to get 2 new guards, but the rest are the ones you've seen before, unless you're reinforcing them.
Yeah, I think the ones that he's already got an exceptional number of successes on, I don't think he's going to need to reinforce it. Is that enough, or is?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Of course, with the ones that he does talk to.
You're approached by you. How are you doing this? You're sort of in the garden again, yeah?
Yeah, just wandering around the garden. If he sees someone who's he's not done the bad thing with, he'll just kind of like you say that they're behind like the fence, right?
Yeah. You just you're able to talk to them. It doesn't seem to be any trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, They play along. They're dominated. Just as you're about to go back inside, you hear footsteps behind you.
And, Damien will look over his shoulder.
There's a very tall man, African American, bald-headed, closely shaved, trimmed, dark beard, in a security uniform.
Does he have a name tag on?
Yeah. It says TJ.
Oh.
He is armed. He has a sidearm. He has a pistol and a baton, and he's got quite a huge chunk of keys. And he looks at you. A bit late for a stroll, ain't it?
Yeah, it is, but I have had a slight bout of insomnia.
Well,
Yourself?
maybe. He looks up at the sky. It's early for me.
Early?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not bothering you by walking around, am I?
Only a little bit. I wouldn't want you to catch cold out here.
I think I'll be fine, thank you. It is summer, after all.
He walks past you. You can feel his eyes giving you a look up and down.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to, you can roll perception empathy.
Okay. Not got a lot for this, but let's see what we got. Wow, 2 successes, 1 of 10.
It's half curiosity and half, a hint of sexual attraction.
Well, he does have that vibe about him. Yeah. In that case, Damien is going to head back in.
You see the guard. You see TJ. He lights a cigarette, and then you hear a sort of like in the distance as you're heading back in. Are you guys slacking off or what? Go on, pick up your pace. What's wrong with y'all? As the guards sort of seem to snap back into reality, as it were, become more alert.
Damien's going to make a mental note of this TJ, and then he'll, he's going to have to follow through on his promise to the rest of them and get some weapons, as it were. I mean, he's already got himself a knife, and he's presuming that everyone else is probably going to want something similar.
Yeah.
Right, so I think finding... Well, you said that there was an infirmary or morgue, didn't you?
There is.
Right. Is it possible for him to get down there?
You can walk down there.
All right. He's going to slyly, at least attempt to keep himself... I can hear myself, Nelson. He's going to attempt to gain access to wherever it is that they keep the scalpels.
You make your way down into the morgue, the hospital wing.
Mm-hmm.
It's very dark. It's unlike the rest of the hospital. It doesn't seem to be lit at the moment, except for one light coming from an office. And you've barely got your foot through the doorway when the office door opens and a man comes out.
Mm-hmm.
It's RC for reference. It's like Charles Dance. Older gentleman wearing a suit that looks about 100 years out of date.
Vintage.
He's got those half reading glasses on. He takes them off, puts one in his top pocket. He says, "Can I help you?"
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, it's Dr.
Professor Wicker.
Oh, Professor Wicker, was it?
Yes. And you are Mr. Damien Lundy.
I think I recognize that name. You're, the young guy with the reindeer tattoo on him. Or his, guy looks over his shoulders to make sure no one's looking. Sire?
He gives you a closed lipped. His lips flicker. Yes.
I'm sorry, if I had known that this was your place, I would have knocked on the door.
This hospital is my place. What can I do for you, Mr. Lundy?
Well, I was kind of hoping that you would have some spare cutting instruments available, if it's not too much of a problem.
He gives
If
you
not,
a
I will.
boring look. His eyes seep into you and he says, "The medical instruments on this level are not for your base amusement, Mr. Lundy.
They're not for me. So.
I've heard all about your predilections before you entered this place."
That was a different time. I'm a changed man. Literally, a changed man. But I assure you this isn't for me.
Who is it for?
Just some friends that I've met whilst I've been stuck in here.
If you think I'm going to lend any of my medical instruments to you, you are sorely mistaken.
I didn't think that you would, but I thought that I would ask nonetheless.
I don't have any control over who Eleanor chooses to give her blood to. More's the pity.
I didn't have a choice in being what I am, neither, sir.
If you're looking for crude cutting instruments, I'm sure the kitchen can befit you. Or I hear there's some interesting things on level 6.
Yeah, so have I, but seems like no one wants to go up there.
He smiles.
I do wonder why it is that we're forbidden there, but I think the fact that you brought it up probably means that there's something interesting there, and something which...
The governess forbids you to go there. But this is not her hospital. She just merely thinks she rules it.
So it would seem.
You're fine.
That does beg the question, though. If you brought it up...
You're an investigator, were you not? A man of interest, a man of discovery, a man of curiosity.
I'm not a private detective, sir. I don't really have a plan when it comes to these things. I'm like a dog chasing cars. I don't know what I do with it. When I got it, I just do these things, sir.
I don't believe for 1 minute that you're stupid. Otherwise, Eleanor wouldn't have made you. Nor do I believe that you're ignorant of the power that you possess. or of the reasons behind your crimes. But I'm not a psychologist, and I'm not here to analyse you or to stand in corridors having idle conversation.
Well, we could always go into the morgue.
Good night, Mr. Lundy.
Good night, Professor. I will see myself out. And then we'll turn about face and head back into the corridor and close the door behind him.
You hear another door close as you exit.
Yeah, Damien's going to walk off with his hands in his pockets, probably absently thinking to himself, I'm probably going to learn to really hate that man. Probably. Well, looks like we'll have to improvise a few things. Alright. So in that case, he's probably going to... If we can't find any, like, proper knife... Because whilst he's happy with the knife that he's already got, he does think that taking too many knives from the kitchen is probably going to draw a little bit of attention.
Out of curiosity, why are you obsessed with getting knives?
What, Damien or Jason?
Damien.
Damien. Well, it's like I said, he doesn't really have a... And besides, knives are probably the most effective weapons that, improvised weapons that you can get. So many things around every day, the house and everything, the average office space.
It's just that, an asylum's not going to have a plethora of weapons available because most of the people in here, because they either tried to kill people or kill themselves.
Yes, but prisons don't really have a plethora of weapons neither, but inmates still do make them from the materials that are on hand, and that's kind of what where he's going with this.
Yeah.
Even if he has to create a paper mache shiv, he'll do that. But you'll kind of like to see what he's working with to start with.
So, what's happening up in the? Which floor are you meeting on, Doctor? Are you meeting in your own rooms, or have you chosen somewhere else?
I think there is a common area where they met before.
Yeah, it's on floor 4.
Yeah, that's probably where she would have put this little gathering.
Okay. Patricia, when you enter floor 4, you hear the sound of bells and children laughing.
I stop for a moment and then look around me and smile. It has been a while since I heard the... am I with the others or am I alone?
Yes, when you're on your way.
Okay. She is.
It's not the first time we've heard things on this level. You seem to be able to hear random occurrences of sounds in each part of the hospital. But today that you hear the sound of children's laughter and bells ringing.
I smile, and then is it is it joyous laughter, or is it fuck, we're all gonna... Okay,
seems
good.
to be sort of, if you remember back to your school days.
Yeah.
The sound of children playing.
Okay. She smiles and then heads down the corridor. She's going to assume that she's not the only one who can hear it, because that's a pretty standard assumption, unless she's been told otherwise.
As you enter the room where the meeting is, you hear the sound of a school bell.
She smiles.
And then an abrupt bang.
When the bang is heard, she jumps a little bit. Oh, well, that's a good substitution for the bell, I think.
But you see nothing. There doesn't seem to be anything to explain the sound. It's just Taylor and I always called her Margaret. Taylor and Dr. Wilbrand.
And she looks around and says, "Oh, the children disappeared. Sad."
Margaret, Taylor is blinking. The children.
She looks at at Taylor. Yes. Did you not hear them? They were there right before.
I didn't hear any children.
Oh. Well, okay. And now the real Mark actually hears voices in the background, but I'm going to assume that someone forgot to turn off the television.
Wow. If we can focus for a moment. I have gone through quite a few of the, well, what shall we say, the staff on this, on the island, in this place, and I do believe there are some of them that we can come to see our way, one way or the other. But I do believe that we need certain things in order before we proceed. Now, are there any other concerns than what we've already been saying?
This time, Damien will walk into the room, knock, open up the door. It's real. And he'll just walk in and sit down. Sorry, just doing my part, and well, there may be a slight complication on the weapons part. You know, downstairs we have a morgue.
Yes, I've been there a few times.
Have you met the professor down there?
Yes. Willebrand just points to the notes. I acquired these through him.
Well, I've got some good news and some bad news. Which do we want to hear first?
I'm really not interested in what you think is good or bad news. I just want to know what you have found out, honestly.
Give us the bad first, Patricia smiles. Then we can have the... Okay, this is really annoying. I can...
Yeah, Nelson, can you just either switch to your headphones or turn down your speakers? Because that's what's causing the echo. Where was I? Right.
Oh, Patricia looked at the... I was about to say spot gun. This is going really well. At Damien, and then says, "Well, give us the bad news first, because then we can console ourselves with the good ones afterwards."
Well, the bad news is, I tried to be polite to the professor downstairs about our situation, and he doesn't seem to be too enthusiastic about lending us any of his, shall we say, instrumentation for our protection. That's just the bad news. The good news is that there are such items in the kitchen, but obviously we can't just go down there and ransack the place. On the plus side,
Well, that's also assuming that we need them.
Casually
I know that you're...
forgets that you have obtelebration.
You seem to have a predilection to focus on stabbing weapons. That's fine. I don't have, I know. But we do... Well, there are other ways of solving this problem.
I know. But if you prepare for the worst, you'll not be disappointed. You'll not be caught unprepared. Violence is inevitable.
If you are in charge and if you make the decisions, very much so, yes.
No, it's just a inevitability in the world. At some point, you'll enter into conflict. That conflict, if someone doesn't back down, will escalate. And when it escalates, then it goes from just being a slight disagreement to some harsh words, curses, and eventually someone throws a fist, and well, it just gets even worse from there. As I was saying, we don't necessarily have to rely on whatever we can find in the kitchen. I mean, there's everything. I mean, just in this room, we have plenty of things that we can use to defend ourselves if necessary, even if we have to improvise things a little bit. That chair that you're sat on, you could just break off one of the legs and just carve the leg out to a sharpened point. There you go. The nails in there could be nasty if they enter into someone's jugular. The glasses that only points over towards Taylor. You could take those off, snap one of the pieces off there, and just jam it into someone's eye. Go right into the ocular, hook round. It's not coming out very easily.
Mr. Lundy, I'm quite certain that it was your job to acquire weapons.
I know. And that's what I'm doing.
Good, good. We can use the nails, we can use improvised weapons. That will have to do.
And we can use this, Patricia says, and pulls the key. No, actually, wait. At first she reaches into the wrong pocket, and then she pulls the magazines out, holding them up that she just took, and then she looked at them because, oh, well, wait, we're probably not.
Yeah,
well,
what type of magazines are they?
Pornographic magazines.
Yeah, I know that
Just your standard girls with big breasts edition.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So she put
it's the latest edition of giant asses.
she does a triumphant. We can use this pull out, and then she looks at it and go, oh wait, well maybe this too. Puts the magazines back inside her jacket, but I was thinking of this, and then she takes out the key instead.
Why not both?
She grins at that.
And I'm assuming you know where this key goes?
Yes, she says with a bit of triumph in her voice. The library.
On what floor?
Was it the fourth?
The library is on the third floor.
The third floor. On the third floor, she says.
We could have a look at that right now, if people are up for it.
I might be interested. And if nothing else, we can always find some ways to use whatever's in the library.
All right. Sounds like we have a plan then.
Okay. Well,
Dr. Villebrand just has a moment where she just looks at Taylor. She doesn't scoff or anything, but she just looks at her and just... She's about to say something, but she just says...
Yes, Doctor?
I'm sure we don't all need to go. I mean, I don't remember. You are an actress of some sort, yes?
She'll nod. Yes.
I assume that there wasn't... that not a lot in your background has required you to have any investigative capabilities, right?
I see. Let me check something real quick. Because she doesn't have the most, though. Her background is a bit shady, but let's see if she has the investigation. I don't think so. Yeah, no, she doesn't. Just now. Well, my past isn't as glamorous as most people think, but I guess you're right. I don't have any skills that would
You're
help
welcome
me
to come
investigate.
as long as you keep quiet and sit in the corner. That's fine. I would assume, like, she is essentially just. She's been being fairly insulting, honestly.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say she like raises an eyebrow.
Yeah, Willebrand just begins to head off.
Patricia will follow.
She's a fucking bitch. Is what.
Damien will follow with his hands in his pockets. So he'll be more closer to Patricia than he will be Dr. Willebrand.
Patricia looks at Taylor with a bit of an apologetic look on Willebrand's behalf.
Mark, remind me what level demon tape you have.
I only have one.
Okay.
But I do have that particular
when
specialty.
you get back into the corridor,
you
hear the children again, but this time they're screaming.
Like screaming in horror, things like that.
In fear, yeah.
She paused.
What it is, really. It's just... It's not a pleasant sound. It's quite overwhelming, actually. It drowns out any conversation that you're going to have until you leave the floor.
She pauses for a moment and then puts her hands to her ears to cover. No, be quiet. Be quiet. I can't help you anyway.
Damien will just give Patricia kind of a bit of an odd look.
She
looks back at Taylor.
She looks at the others. Can't you hear them? The children. They're screaming.
You can't hear Damien. It's too loud. I'm screaming.
Oh, sorry. She looks at the others with a bit of with a look that says, "Why aren't you guys freaking out?" And I don't know. Can I access the cobweb to get some information on this, or is it?
You want to use Markavian time?
Yeah.
Okay, roll it. It's I believe. Now I'm a bit rusty on this. I believe it's perception, Markavian time.
Yeah, perception awareness. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
As you focus your mind, you're able to the sounds of the scream get lighter. You're able to hear again. Your mind projects you somewhere else. You lose sight of your companions, and you're standing in the hallway of a schoolhouse. Children pass you in the corridor. But all of a sudden, first of all, it seems like a normal school day. People are talking, children laughing, the teachers are ringing the bells to bring them into the classroom. You hear children whispering and saying the Lord's Prayer.
Is there anything in the environments that give me a clue as to when and roughly where I am?
It's definitely this building. You recognise the structure of it. You take a wild guess that this is probably 1930s. Just from the clothes. And then all of a sudden the walls start bleeding. And the children get covered in blood. And it rolls into their mouth and into their eyes, and they start to choke and splatter and fall on the floor.
My eyes widen in horror.
Before you know it, you're back in the corridor, standing at the lift with your companions, and everything is quiet again.
Willebrand will just look at Patricia, who's obviously been out of it. Well, she will ask her, "What exactly did you see?"
children, she says. Like, her voice is trembling a little bit. It's not like she's about to break into tears, but she's definitely shaken up. The children.
Willenbrand takes out a note and begins to take notes of what you say.
And the walls were bleeding in their mouths and their eyes.
Take it from the beginning. What did you see?
This corridor, she like gestures to the place around her. It was a school. This place was a school. And the kids were like, they were normal, but then suddenly the walls started bleeding. Very disconcerting. And then the children were a mess of blood as well. And she has when like all the time she speaks, she has this tone of oh fuck, that was freaky. What the fuck did I just watch?
A slight horror.
Yeah.
Willenbrand just seems to take copious amounts of notes. And seems to take in.
It dings its way up pleasantly towards you. Ding, 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 and then opens.
If there is anything else you see, please let me know.
She nods calmly and follows Willenbrand into the elevator, I assume.
Yeah, and Damien.
Margot will take Patricia's hand, if she lets her, of course.
She
and
will.
Say, it's okay. It will be all right, dear. I'm here if you need to talk.
She smiles gratefully, and she, like, the look in her face basically changes from horror to gratitude, and then she smiles.
You don't feel anything anymore. The sense of ominous has passed.
Okay. But now I want to know, who the fuck is Margot?
It's my Edessa character.
Ah, okay.
We also use Taylor Swift as their character rep.
It's also the first name of the actual face claim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Margot Robbie, so it gets a bit confusing.
Yes.
I've actually done it in this scene twice. Right, so distracting. You get down to the third level, and the lift door opens. This is very much an admin level. What do you do?
Patricia will take the lead and gesture towards the library where she took the key from the guard. This way, she says.
You guys following?
Margot will follow.
Yeah.
Margot, stop saying.
Taylor will follow.
This is the reason why I create overlays with my character's name in big, bold letters at the bottom or the top.
When you pass the office where the security guard was, Patricia, the security guard that you fed on earlier isn't there, and he's been replaced by a man that both Dr. Wilbrand and Damien recognise.
Oh, damn it.
Oh.
TJ, he's sat there and he's eating the biscuits.
Eating another man's biscuit, that cheap bastard.
Doesn't Margot recognize him? And last time she was invited to...
Margot doesn't recognize anyone here. Taylor does.
I did it again. I keep... Taylor... Okay, wait.
I can't remember if I've met TJ. I don't think so.
In the last scene, you said it wasn't Cam, but you said she was invited by him to, after the scene, to, watch her show and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you recognize him as well, in which case, yeah, you'll recognize him.
When Patricia sees the new guard, she freezes for a moment, and it is obvious from her body language that this was not part of the plan.
He looks up. He turns around. He's got crumbs in his beard, and he waves.
Hello, TJ.
He comes out. No, he's a big guy. He has to sort of, but he's not big fat like the other guy. He's big and it's solid muscle.
Yeah, like Dwayne the Rock.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, imagine Dwayne the Rock's build.
Or Bane.
What
you
did you say,
he was a big,
sorry?
you did say he was a big guy.
Yeah.
You?
He looks at you. Oh, hey guys. What are you doing? Like, fucking the stupid bastard. He passed out on duty. Can you believe that?
Who did?
Chris.
But
He's there. He's got bloody porn on his phone. He's stashing biscuits.
Patricia does her best to look very innocent.
Cares about this. I mean, he's gonna get the sack. You know. I wish I could sit up here on my ass eating biscuits all day. He says, brushing biscuits out of his beard.
Well,
I wish I could sit on your lap as you do, she'll say with a smile.
mm-hmm.
He still smiles a bit. So what are you guys doing?
Just taking a walk. Patricia gives him an innocent smile, or as close to innocent as she knows how to get.
Roll manipulation sub.
Yep. Do I have any subterfuge? Yes, I actually do.
I'm gonna have to roll now. Hang on.
Oh fuck! At least I didn't botch.
Hang on a minute. It's hashtag repeat.
And then the number of dice, for example, 60, 10 in my case.
And then space, and
Yeah,
then what kind of dice?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, 6, and then the number of dice, and then space, and what kind of dice, yeah. Oh, that didn't work.
He looks at you. Yeah, right. What are you really doing up here?
Yeah, exactly. Why did you drag us down here, my good friend? I seem to recall you telling us about about some literature that you once read. What was it, Shakespeare or something?
You wouldn't mind if I patted you all down, would you?
No, not at all.
I know you wouldn't. He smirks at Taylor.
She'll smile.
I would prefer a woman. She says, trying to hide the fact that she's hiding Chris's porn in her clothes.
What you would prefer really isn't relevant, darling. One of you. I'm guessing it's one of you because you're all returned to the scene of the crime here. Has got the key. Come on.
What key? I don't. And Damien is probably going to utilize the forgetful mind here because it does seem like something's going on here, and we'd like to try and smooth things over.
Okay.
Right.
It's diff 8.
Diff 8. That's fine. Right. I'm going to spend a willpower point. Wow. 4 successes with the willpower point spent.
Okay. So what are you saying?
Basically, you didn't see any key being missing. Didn't see any porn in wherever you found it. Chris just left his biscuits out and went to sleep. And
TJ
never lied to you.
TJ, you say this, and he takes a cigarette out of his top pocket and puts it in his mouth, and he goes, "Chris, a dumb bastard. I bet he took the key home with him."
Does seem to be the
that's
case.
a pain in the ass.
Didn't I see the guy at one point? He's the guy that's about yay high, portly guy.
Well, anyway. guess I'm stuck here for the rest of the night.
How are you?
Because there's no one else to man this post.
Oh.
So it's my dumbass having to do it.
Oh. You got, well, if you've got time, how long are you going to be on the post for?
He looks at his watch. Another 6 hours or so. Give or take.
Tough luck. I can always stay here and talk to you if you need it.
No thanks.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you did say that no one else is going to be down here. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to stay for the entire 6 hours, but...
I wouldn't recommend it in your condition. He smirks.
True. Sometimes you gotta live dangerously.
He looks at Dr. Wilbrand.
Yes?
Nothing. He goes inside the office again.
Damien will kind of turn towards Patricia, lean down and whisper to her, "You can thank me later."
As he turns around, everybody make a perception alertness check.
Yeah, one.
Whoa, shit. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, and 3 of those are 10s. I see all the things.
Patricia, you see that on the back of his neck he has the Brugia anti-tribute clan symbol.
Oh. Have I been taught any of those? I assume I have. Then.
You know the basics of the clans.
Okay.
I don't see what I've seen once before.
No, you've seen that before.
Yeah, Damien gets 1.
You see it. You see that there's a tattoo there, poking out of the back. As he turns around, like under the collar of his shirt, you see the tattoo stretches up the back of his neck.
Just a second. Patricia stops and just a second, and she stops in her tracks and looks after him for a moment before she tries to make sure that she's certain that she saw what she saw, and when she does, she looks at Willobrand and says, that guy's a brute.
Yes, he is.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's eating biscuits.
He goes down. He sits back down. He continues eating the biscuits.
Damien gives all the rest of the K-Knights present a really look.
He has the mark. Patricia says confidently.
I think that means that he's owned.
No.
Could be.
No, he is one of us.
But Taylor will just nod.
He shouts out, "Hey, you're all talking. Don't you know this is a library?" He presses play on his phone. He's watching Taylor's show.
The ward. Yay!
And when she hears the jingle for the show, Patricia can't help but she doesn't walk into the office to watch it, but she just turn her head to see how much.
He's no longer paying massive amounts of attention to you. That he's been told that Patricia isn't lying, so he doesn't believe that she's lying. So he's no longer. He doesn't seem to be interrogating you anymore.
That dominate though.
Yeah, that dominate and
I was like, wait a minute, can you dominate him? Then I realised what generation he was and went, oh yeah, you can.
Yeah, Damien kind of like raises an eyebrow now that it comes, and it's an Obi.
Yay, we have an Obi.
Obi Bay.
Quite clear that they're not quite what you expected them to be. They'll kind of like look at the other ladies and just go, "You can go on ahead in the library. I might want to talk to TJ for a while."
Obi, darling, for your benefit, you know that the Dr. Wilbrand called a meeting on floor 4, but when you get there, nobody's there. So they fucked off somewhere else. How rude. So, Jason, you want to stay here and talk to TJ, do you?
No, at least temporarily.
Okay. Assuming
that the others aren't going to have any problems getting into the library, and
no, you just
even
need to
if
put
they
the key
are,
in.
then Damien's going to be as a good distraction.
The others will proceed into the library.
Okay.
By the way, I'm fine with just saying that Obi will just wander in.
Yeah, you can wander in if you want, Obi. Obi. Okay. We'll just let Obi wander in when he wants to wander in.
Fair enough.
What is he wondering about?
What?
See, Mark, I made my pun in the side chat.
What does this library look like? Does it look different?
Hold your horses, Peter.
Okay.
So who's opening the door? Is it going to be Mark? You've got the key.
Yeah, I have the key, so I shall unlock the door.
The door is very heavy. What's your strength?
Zol, I'm a weak little woman. I only have 2 strength.
Nah. You feel like you're probably going to need help.
When she sees Patricia struggling, Taylor comes to help, and she's got 2, but she's got her potent, so she's got 3 altogether.
Yep, that works. You push the doors open. It's like they're really big, heavy doors. God knows who put them in here. They've been here for ages. When you get in, it's the kind of library you'd have in a university. It's got 2 layers, and it's floor to ceiling with books. And those those ladders, those sliding ladders that you can climb on to climb up to the higher levels of the books. And there's 2 big oak tables in the center of the room and a couple of chairs. It's carpeted. It's got that smell of books and dust and things like that. There's a couple of books open on one of the tables. It's a huge room. Very high ceilinged.
Did Patricia see anything in her vision that would tell her or give her a hint as to where to go?
Yeah, you saw. You sort of vaguely remember that somewhere in the back of the room, on the top shelf, you remember sort of touching the books and they glowed. That's about it.
Okay. Well, she looks to the others and says, "Come along," and then she excitedly heads in that direction.
Okay.
The doctor will simply begin to have a look at the books, see if she recognizes them. What kind of is it? Just medical textbooks?
There's all sorts of books here. There's medical textbooks. There's psychiatry books, there's notes, there's general literature, there's records, going back to, I mean, there's hundreds of records. I mean, you're going back to about 1600. On the table, there's these two books that are psychiatry books that are open from the 1950s or so. Case studies. It's definitely more of a medical library than it is anything else, but there are records here. And it seems to be a bit of a collection. Like there's quite a lot of original copies of books, manuscripts, case studies, various different doctors' complete works on mental and physical conditions. Mr.
Cool.
Obi James.
Cool. And if you will allow me a little bit of poetic license, I will say from one of the stacks, Beatrice appears. She has a book tucked under her arm, Dr. Etherton's treatise on the human musculature in her hands. Hello there. Where are you sneaky buggers off to?
We're going on an adventure, Patricia's mouse.
Here.
Come along.
It's a terrible place for an adventure, but I'll come along, she says with a little bit of a smirk.
You had access to this place before?
I'm sorry?
You have had access to this place for a long time?
This place in general is a terrible place for an adventure.
Well,
but you did have access to it.
I didn't say that.
What do you know of it?
What do I know of what?
This library.
It's a library with books.
Patricia grins.
And how did you get in here, since the rest of us?
Through the door.
Okay. Out of character, wasn't the door locked?
I think you said it was heavy, right?
Yeah, I don't believe that I locked the door after me. At least I don't think I said that.
No, but Obi, as you know, there is no place in the hospital that you don't have access to.
Well, I'm not broadcasting that.
No, but
well, you're getting asked about that, and
yeah, you know that. But
I know that as well. Like,
who knows
does my character know that?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Then she will just. Well, we had to gain access to this place, but seeming as you are in here already.
In the background, TJ comes up to the door. Have you left the door open behind you? Have you closed it?
I think it's open.
He comes in and he goes, "Oh, Miss Beatrice, like, did you find the book you were looking for?"
She kind of waves it in the air. Think I did.
He looks at you like you're the biggest glass of water he's ever seen in his life. Just, And then he looks around and goes, "You guys having fun?"
I'm about to. I'm missing my friend Dimitri, but...
Oh, yeah. Wow, we really need to get that guy a bath.
Bath.
Yeah.
Hadn't thought of that. Good idea.
I mean, I can smell him from like 3 floors down. It's not a good state of being, Personal hygiene.
Good point.
Oh, that's the smell.
That's Dimitri. He's eating biscuits. He's almost run out of these biscuits. It's not a good time to be alive.
So,
sorry, I may have missed
adventure.
Sorry for interrupting. I may have misheard. Is TJ gone into the library?
Yeah, he has. He's heard voices. He's just walked over.
Oh, and he's just completely walked past Damien. Right, fine.
Yeah, he's completely ignored you and walked past you.
Okay, well, Damien will follow him into the library then, into this little charade, as it were.
Is that
So when
Beatrice came here looking for a book earlier, and the darndest thing, we couldn't find the key. Like, Chris has fucking lost it. So,
Despicable.
I had to, wedgie the door. And then we couldn't do that because, I didn't really want to break the door and have my ass's grasp on the governess. So I had to...
She smiles, and Beatrice will say, "There's this skeleton key I've been meaning to try."
That sounds cool, like something from the Goonies.
You did say that some of the cookie crumbs fell in his beard, right?
Yeah, he's kind of a scruffy. He's TJ. I wish I could have had Manicam right now. He's a tall, handsome guy, but he's just kind of like a bit scruffy at the moment. He just sort of does this sort of thing. He seems to be quite fascinated by both Taylor and Beatrice in sort of equality for some reason.
But yeah, so as he speaks, Margot will come and playfully. Can she? Yeah, you said clothes is all right. So and handkerchief. I'm not sure that can easily be used as a weapon. So she'll get a handkerchief out and playfully, kind of giggling as she does. Well, not giggling, but smiling as she does. Kind of wipe the little crumbs he has in his beard.
He smirks. He lets you do it. He just puts his hand on his belt. Because, well, I'm sorry for interrupting there. I'll let you all get back to it.
When he's gone back outside, he will she will like when Taylor takes the crumbs off his beard, she will Beatrice will giggle a little bit as well, and
by the way, Taylor, when you were really close to him, you could smell the ever faintest smell of blood.
And then she looks at Beatrice, who had asked her a question just before. She's, "Oh yes, this particular adventure is perfect for this place, or rather the other way around. This place is perfect for this particular adventure."
Hmm. Fascinating. Oh, sorry. Don't allow me to interrupt you.
"Join us," she says.
"Well, if you insist," she says with a smile.
"Come along then, come along." She insists, and then gestures for all of them to follow her towards the place she saw in her dreams, or her vision rather.
Willenbrand will ask some neutral but somewhat clinical questions about what exactly we're walking towards and what exactly you saw.
Well, I mean, there are books, some special books, I think, and they're this way.
Okay.
Dr. Willenbrand looks tired.
Can I, when we get to the right place, can I just identify the books, or do I need to look for them? Alex?
Alex, you're muted.
Did we lose our storyteller? Okay. In that case, like while they're heading towards the place, Patricia will look at Beatrice and says, "Please tell me you heard the bells and the children before."
The bells.
Yes, and the kids.
I don't recall hearing any children here.
I think it has to do with your blood.
Oh. Well, that was somewhat disconcerting.
Well, honestly, I've been told little myself, but as far as I understand it, your blood has a certain, well, difference to it that allows you to see certain things that are not as clear to us, or it's less clear, or something. I'm not quite certain.
She nods. Well, in any case, and then she'll look at Beatrice and say, "Well, okay. Since the proverbial cat is out of the equally proverbial bag, it was in the corridor outside, and there was the sound of bells, and then suddenly I was in the school, but the school was also the corridor, and there were kids there, and suddenly the wall started bleeding, and then the kids started being covered in blood as well, and yeah, that's it."
Interesting. Do you have dreams like this often?
She pauses for a moment while she contemplates how to respond to that, and then she says, "It has happened a few times since, and then she gestures to her body as if to say, like, this happened." That's how I saw that. That's how I knew that we had to get here, she says with a smile. "I saw it in a dream. Or a vision, more like." What is the dream? What is the difference between a dream and a vision, anyway?
Apparently your dreams can break the wall of tomorrow, which is interesting.
She smiles. "If only I could see next week's lottery numbers."
Beatrice will shrug, but she fails at looking disinterested. She's very interested in Patricia all of a sudden.
Well, are you sure maybe we should look? I don't know if you know exactly where to look.
The thing is, though, the thing is that Patricia would know because she remembered it from her dream, but
well, I mean, you could be confused, and Will and Brand will begin to look through some of the books.
It was somewhere down here, she says, and then she gestures in the general area of where it was.
Okay.
Peter, you said that you did say not too long ago that Dr. William Brand was looking tired.
Yeah, a little tired.
Okay, so this is where she's going to be sassy back. She looks at Dr. William Brand. My dear, maybe you're not used to so much walking. Maybe you can sit here and rest while the rest of us look. And then she just has this smirk.
No, I'm fine. I'm not tired. And I think you should know by now that we don't get tired.
Sorry about that.
Not in the same way that we used to.
No worries. Patricia looks to Beatrice And then she looks at gesture to the two of them. Did you bring popcorn?
What's going on?
We're just searching the area for the book.
Oh yeah. So you Patricia, you put your hands on the books.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to climb up to the top ladder, basically.
And so I do. Do I need to roll, or do I just? It's just climbing a ladder, right?
It's just climbing a ladder, unless anyone wants to block the ladder or knock it over or anything. When you get there, you glide your hand over the books and you place your hand on one, and you seem to know that's the one.
She holds that book a little bit longer than the other books, and then she looks at it as if it's made of solid gold.
Before completely blank. It has no cover, no marker on it, nothing.
She opens the book to read the title.
Blank.
I love this.
She's so like flipped. She flips through the book to see if there's anything in the book.
No.
She looks at it and then
make me a perception awareness roll.
Yep. By the way, that was Patricia giggling, not me.
It was cute.
It's easy to get them confused.
Well, I mean, she's pretty cute, so I don't know if I should take that as a compliment, but she's a girl, so I don't think I should.
She's cute as fuck.
Anyway. Oh, fuck's sake. That's one. That's no successes, actually, because of the ones.
Okay, Obi, make a perception awareness roll.
Oh, damn it. I'm not even in the place with the things and the dice.
You can be in a moment, because I have just...
roll for you if you want.
Yeah, if you could, please.
Yep, how many dice?
7 dice, please.
For fuck's sake.
Actually, that is... you can... If you hold a cursor or the cursor over the eye, you can actually see what the roll was. Just FYI. So the first roll was 3 successes if it's difficulty 6.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Obi, Beatrice, rather, you swear when Patricia's flicking through that book, you can hear whispering coming from the book.
Her eyes narrow, and she'll put her hand lightly on Patricia's shoulder.
Chanting, like you recognize it as some sort of chant.
Since it wasn't a bot, can I try again?
Yeah, you can try again. It's difficult now, though. We'll put the difficulty up a little bit.
That's 2 successes.
You hear whispering.
Do you hear that?
She nods.
It's not in a language.
I hear it. It's not what, sorry?
Not in a language either of you recognize.
I hear it, she says in a whisper, but I do not understand.
Neither do I. It's a chant of some type.
She nods.
Beatrice will push her finger into her canine teeth, draw a little bit of blood, and put it on the page.
Well, so when players work out things that you you kind of hold in the scene that like you're trying to wait for them to work out with all these clues and everything. As you do that, you start to see words form on the page.
Can we read the words?
You can. It seems to be a diary. It is the diary of a woman. Her name's Catherine. And for a while it just goes on to diary. today. I mean, I'll give you both a full post of the diary. But the last entry, it says, "Dear diary, I will never forgive myself for what I have done. Now, the basement is a chamber of secrets.
Shit.
The creature that sleeps there, if it is woken, we all are doomed. I should not have killed my father. And I know that taking the body of my maker to that place and driving a stake into his heart was the worst thing I've ever done. But a woman needs her power. I will seal this diary now and hope that my secrets are sealed with it. Goodbye, diary." That sort of thing.
When she's finished reading that, Patricia looks to Beatrice and say, "So, the Balrog has come to Hogwarts."
Well,
Yeah, Damien has a look on his face.
no one else has, like. Are you reading it out loud?
Yeah.
Are you or Beatrice reading the diary out loud?
No, I wasn't, at least.
Well, I'm assuming that they didn't say they said the Balrog has come to.
I said that.
Yes. You said that in character.
Hold up. Beatrice would be reading the diary out loud if Patricia is it.
Okay.
It's the basilisk, Patricia. It's a basilisk, Patricia.
She smiles. I somehow have a feeling that it is somewhat more intimidating than that.
Everybody make a perception alertness check, please.
Shit.
Diff 7.
We gon' die.
Well said, sir. Well said.
No successes.
1, 2, 3 successes. I see all the things. Or at least I notice them.
Just waiting on everybody else.
Sorry. Where's the place? Where's the place I should be able to roll?
It's in the group chat.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I've also put in the coding as well for a single dice roll. Just replace the question marks with numbers.
Cool. Oh, will someone roll 5 for me real quick? I'm sorry.
Yep, will do. Repeat. 5 D10.
Taylor's gonna die if she botches.
That's 2 successes.
You hear absolutely nothing. You're just too busy focusing on what Beatrice is saying.
Or she's too busy focusing on how pretty Patricia is.
Or that, yeah. Either way,
she's only these 2. Yeah. You get the 2 successes, Obi.
Thank you.
So Obi and Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Did you roll, Peter? I can't remember.
Yeah, and I failed.
Okay, both. Okay, Obi and Mark, you can make a Dex athletics roll.
Shit.
I am really glad I butt buffed my.
8.
Can I spend a willpower, please?
You can.
Okay.
I get 3 successes.
Mark, would you roll for me one more time? 4 die pool.
4 dice.
Die pool of 4. Yeah, my die pool is diminishing. It's diminishing.
With a willpower, it gets an automatic success.
Well, it's a good thing that you spend that willpower because you don't get any other successes.
Fuck!
Mark, you're able to dodge out the way in time.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, spontaneously, a load of books just come flying off the shelves towards you in an attempt to knock you out.
Oh, shit.
Obi, you get clipped. It doesn't
much
do any
bashing?
damage, but you just see it just barely in time. to dodge out the way, but you still get sort of clipped. It doesn't really do any damage, but you gather that if all the books had landed on you, it would have hurt.
Been a bad day.
Taylor and Peter, you both. Well, Taylor, you botched. So, roll me your stamina, fortitude, if you have any.
Yeah, no, she doesn't have fortitude. Oh, we're going to go in the wrong place.
Jason, did you roll?
I got 2 successes.
Okay. You managed to dodge out the way.
Do you want me to roll anything?
I'll just deal with Taylor first. Hang on.
Oh wait, no, I rolled one too many. Do you want me to roll again, or we just say the last one?
What did you roll?
I rolled 3 instead of 2.
Yeah, but what did you get?
Oh, 9, 4, 6. So I'd say it's normally just 1 success if we just take off.
The books collapse on top of you. You take 4 points of bashing, and you get basically you're under a pile of books right now.
Good thing you didn't botch that roll too.
Peter,
I hope you had a backup character.
Peter, do the same. Stamina, fortitude, if you have any.
2 successes.
You take 2 points of. No, sorry, you take the same 4 points of bashing. As you soak some, but you get buried by books. All these books seem to just. It's like someone's just. The best way to describe it is like someone's just grabbed the building, shook it, and then all the books have come flying out.
Shit.
The room was total chaos. Patricia, make a dex. Make a straight dex roll to see if you can hold on to the book.
Yep.
In the chaos of trying to dodge everything.
I'm going to spend a willpower for this one.
Okay.
That's standard diff?
Diff 7.
That's still 3 successes for the willpower.
Okay, you're fine. You still got it.
Yeah.
When you all come to from this bit of chaos, you see the professor standing in the doorway with TJ behind him. Look what you've done to my beautiful library.
Shit.
He stepped over the books. He purposefully steps on one of the piles where Dr. Wilbrand is, stepping on you. On your arm or leg. Get out immediately.
Beatrice will do that thing where she tries to keep something interposed between her and the doctor as she's making a hasty retreat.
Patricia follows in Beatrice's footsteps.
Dr. Wilbrand gets out from under the...
As you walk past, the professor grabs you, Beatrice, on the shoulder, looks at what you've got, sees it's blank, and then sneers at you and just lets you go.
Marco gets up, brushes herself off, tidies her clothes, the professor and TJ. I meant to do that. And walks off.
The professor lifts his hand.
Shit.
The books start to fly into the air again.
Shit.
All of the books.
Including the one I'm holding on to?
No.
Okay, good.
They lift off of Dr. Wilbrand.
I think it's really impressive that that Margot can still do something since she's in Odessa. But
yeah.
Oh, did I say? Oh, keep saying it. I'll get used to it.
He holds the books up and he just looks at Dr. Wilbrand and says, "I'm disappointed in you, Doctor." Now leave.
She doesn't say anything. She just nods and gets out.
As soon as you all have left the room, you hear the door slam behind you. And you're left to take what you have from from the evening into the night. And that'll be the moment today we leave the scene. Thank you very much, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Until next time.
Praise Kane.
Praise Kane.
The ammunition.
Are we still
Peter,
live?
you're the one
Yeah.
keeping the sound game up.
What?
Who has the button?
Yes, press the button.